Yeah, it has been a while. Whew. It has been what, 2, 3 weeks since I've done a Legends video? Yeah, let's do this. Alright. 3, 2, 1, Rust mode enabled. Hello everybody and welcome back to Dr. Ghost Games. If y'all are new to the channel, welcome. I am Dr. Ghost and today we are going to be back in World of Warships Legends. It has been a while and yeah, I hope y'all have had a good one. Now, I'm back a little bit earlier than I was supposed to be. I was supposed to be coming back at the start of next year, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back a bit early because, honestly, it's been hurting for me not to do Legends content. I've missed doing it. So we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have had a good Christmas, and if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate. And, yeah, I do appreciate you guys. Hope you all had a good one yesterday. I know I did, so, yeah. So today, for this video, we're going to be in the Colbert, Legendary Tier French Light Cruiser. Now, by no means, this thing is not light. It has 32 millimeters plastered everywhere, but it is still a very, very fun ship indeed. So, you guys are going to see a lot of golden shower action in this match, and if you like HE spam, if you like golden showers, you're gonna like this video. That's for sure. But yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about the ship's strengths, its weaknesses, what it's all about, and yeah, I hope y'all do enjoy it. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys go down there and hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. I don't know what the heck you're doing if you're not subscribed to good old Dr. Ghost Games, but you got to go down there, hit that big red button, and help the channel out, help it grow. It does help out the channel more than you think. And most importantly, it's free. So if you want to make my day, hit that big red button. But anyway, with all that being said, let's talk a little bit about the ship and the gameplay, shall we? So yeah, at the beginning of the match, I was talking about how this ship has 32 millimeters of bow and stern, and really all armor plastered everywhere, and I'm not wrong. This thing basically has battleship armor. I don't really understand Wargaming's logic in putting 32 millimeters on light cruisers, but putting 27 on heavy cruisers. That makes zero sense to me, but then again, I don't really understand Wargaming at all, and a lot of us don't, so who cares? It is what it is. But, yeah, so Colbert has very good armor. However, you still have to be careful because at range, you can definitely get still citadeled. That 32 millimeters of deck armor, or whatever it is, will not stop battleship or even 8-inch or even some lower caliber shells from penetrating your deck. So you still have to be careful. You still have to watch it. You still gotta, you know, use your concealment, use your maneuverability and speed to your advantage. But all it takes, even as you guys saw there, the HE just absolutely smacked the crap out of me. So you still have to be careful. You still have to be very, very careful, because if you're not, you still will get absolutely obliterated. So keep that in mind. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the anti-aircraft suite on the Colbert. The anti-aircraft is quite good. It's very good, actually. So planes that do come after you, you should have really not many issues shooting down. Now, you're by no means a Minotaur or anything, but you're pretty close, and yeah. Now, for the, in my opinion, the most special thing about this ship is the firepower. You've got an absolute boatload of 5-inch, maybe a little bigger than 5-inch guns all around your ship. This thing is basically the French Atlanta, okay? So keep that in mind. However, it's more fast, it's more agile, it's more maneuverable, it's got better armor, etc., etc., etc. So you're going to have a lot better time in this thing, in my opinion, than playing, per se, the Atlanta. Now, of course, it has no radar either, so that really, yeah, it's a bad comparison. But nonetheless, though, it is kind of like an Atlanta in terms of firepower. You've got a lot of guns and a lot of firepower, and the guns have very good reload as well. It's like 2 to 3 seconds. It's absolutely fantastic. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of firepower on this thing. However, the sad part about the firepower is, as you guys can see in the match, yeah, I keep getting my guns knocked out. That's one problem with this ship, is the guns get knocked out very, very easily. Even more than the Atlanta, in my opinion. Even my Atlanta doesn't seem to get its guns knocked out this much. Earlier in the match, I lost like 4 of my turrets. Like, Jesus. That's rough, man. That's just freaking rough. But as you guys can see here, I mean, just look at the raw firepower. Although I'm not hitting them because of the high shell arcs on these shells, the HE shells and even the AP shells. Really, anything past 10 kilometers, you're going to have a hard time hitting if they're turning. Because of the fact that these are very floaty shells, just like the Americans. They're very, very floaty, and they basically shoot to the moon like freaking orbital cannons and come down. So, yeah, that's the weakness about it, really, is they're very high shell arcs. However, that can help you, though, in certain situations for, like, lobbing shells over islands and whatnot, and hitting, per se, like, battleships and stuff. But, yeah, now the other thing I want to talk about now is the speed and maneuverability of this ship. It's very speedy, and it's very maneuverable. And let's be real, you're not a French ship if you're not fast, okay? Like, yeah. If you're French and you're not fast, you're an imposter because, excuse you, but all French ships have to be fast. And this is definitely one of those cruisers that is pretty damn fast, and if you build into it, you can get this thing absolutely speedy, man. You could be literally Speedy Gonzalez, speeding around the map, going freaking nuts. This thing's very fast, and if you build into it, you can even get it more fast, especially when you combine it with that engine boost. It's redonkulous, okay? It is just redonkulous. Now, the commander I'm using in this match, I believe I'm using Andre Lemonnier. I'm running a full-on gun build. I've got range and fire chance, I think. So keep that in mind. However, later on, I did swap out to an agile build. Agile build is surprisingly good. The guns are just fine enough. So honestly, you guys can do what you want. But I did go with an agile build. And let me say, it is very fun. The agile build is very, very fun. I've had some really good games in it, and you might even see another video in the future with this ship in one of those games, because I did record a few of them, so keep that in mind. Now, talking about the speed now, the speed is very good. Like I said, if you have an agile build and you're running some speed skills and stuff, you can easily get over 45 knots. That's how fast you can go in this thing. So there's a lot of potential when it comes to the speed department, and the agility of this is very good as well. So that's that, basically. I think I've covered all the major points about this. Now, the only thing I haven't talked about is, like, the HE fire chance. The HE fire chance is not very good, and I think that is because they're 5-inch shells. They're basically destroyer caliber guns, so you're not going to get necessarily a whole lot of fires per se, but if you do build into it, you can get your fire chance, I think, up to like 12 to 14%. So there you go. Now, the AP on this ship, it's good, but honestly, if you're shooting at angled targets, you would just be better off using the HE 90% of the time. However, if you get flat broadside targets at close range, or if they're at range and they're sailing in a straight line, yeah, you can do some pretty good damage with this AP. You just have to know where to aim because obviously it's very small caliber AP, so you need to make sure you know where the weak spots are, like in the superstructure, at the very tip of the bow, when they're flat there. You can get some pretty good penetrations in certain spots with the AP. Shit, even in a match on stream the other day, I managed to absolutely obliterate... actually, I think that was with my Atlanta, wasn't it? Never mind. But what I'm trying to say is, you can absolutely hurt people with this AP. Don't forget you have it. That's all I'm going to say. However, 90% of the time, you're going to be firing HE anyway, because most people aren't dumb enough to sail in a straight line for you and stay flat broadside. They usually do angles, so HE works most of the time. And yeah, I think I've covered, like I said, everything. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the consumables on this. I'm running sonar, obviously, it's French, so I mean, it's pretty standard. And of course, this thing gets access to an engine boost, because, you know, French things. And it gets access to heals, so yeah, combine that with your dumb armor, you can just keep popping heals and stay within the fight for a while. So, it's pretty good. Now, tips for players who have this and they don't know how to play it. Well, honestly, play it like any other cruiser. Use your speed, use your maneuverability, kite around, sit behind islands, do the cruiser stuff. This thing's a full-on DPM ship. It's not a radar cruiser, so you're not really meant to be getting into caps and spotting destroyers. Still, if you have an opportunity to do so, you should still. But really, you're a support cruiser at the end of the day, and your job is really to just cause chaos for the enemy team. Put a lot of firepower downrange. That's your job. And as you guys can see here, we're just constantly keeping these guns rolling. Pop, 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 pop. Daka, 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 baby. And it's French daka, daka at that. And yeah, speaking of daka, daka, boom, boom, from the frickin' Shimikaze. Holy shit. Shimikaze has been dropping some bombs down on some people in this match. That is for sure. It's nice to have a Shimikaze player that actually, you know, does things. instead of YOLOs in and dies. So shout out to that Shima player. Yeah, so we're up to 138,000 damage. We have 348 main battery hits, and we only have 9 fires. Like, that's not very good. We've got nearly 400 main battery hits and only 9 fires. Yeah, that's pretty sad. And keep in mind, in this match, I'm running the 12% fire chance or whatever it is. So yeah, that's disappointing. The fire chance, it's not great on this. But like I said, it's because I believe they're small shells, they're destroyer caliber guns, so the fire chance is not going to be very good. So, yeah. Now, the last ship that's alive is the carrier. The carrier is the only person left. All we need to do is get close to that carrier and start raining some golden showers on him. And that is what we're going to do. So, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the part where we start burning down the carrier. I'll see you all there. Alrighty, so here we are. Enemy midway has been spotted, which is actually kind of surprising. There's not a whole lot of legendary carriers out on the horizon, so I'm actually surprised I'm even seeing this. But yeah, so we are beginning the golden shower process. The golden showers are beginning on this midway. Midway's going to have a great time, obviously. And already we're starting to get some hits. Now, Look at how slow the shells are traveling. I mean, like I said earlier, the freaking shell arcs and the travel time for these HE shells is memeable. It literally looks like an American cruiser shooting right now. Wait until the USS Austin comes, ladies and gentlemen, because this is what that's going to be like. The Austin, in case you guys don't know, it's basically in Atlanta, but at like legendary tier or at tier 10. It's pretty ridiculous. So yeah, can't wait for that, right? But yeah, we're just going to keep on these golden showers. And we're actually, speaking of golden showers, we got a high caliber, but we switched over to the AP. Now we're getting some silver showers. Very interesting. And yeah, it's a flat target at range. And you know what? I switched over to the AP. And as you guys can see, AP got some penetrations. And the Shimakaze gets another kill. Shimakaze went on an absolute roll in that game. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you all did like it. And yeah. Happy holidays to you guys. Happy New Year's. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Stay healthy. As always.